I'm going to reveal my top 10 albums of 2013. Hi VC, it's Iagastar Amber, and it was very hard for me to come up with the top 10. I actually bought more reissues this year than actual releases. Oh, and in the background we're playing Gonzalez solo piano. I thought this was probably safer than what I played in my last video with it getting out of control. Of course, maybe the piano will get out of control, hopefully not. Gonzalez was actually on the Daft Punk album. I watched a behind the scenes thing, but I never bought the Daft Punk album, and like Brett in his top list, I'm excluding anything that I haven't bought, and all EPs, singles, of course, and soundtracks wouldn't be on this list. So honorable mentions, if I did own them, would be Ice Age. I overplayed Morals, so I love that. I don't know why I never bought it. And then I would also give a shout out to the Ghost album, which I still want the Scandinavian copy, which is too pricey, and Moderat, which the deluxe copy went away for the US, so I've put off buying that. And Nico Case was good too. I meant to buy that. So there's plenty that I haven't bought that would be on the list if I owned it. So without further ado, I'm going to get to my number 10 album, which Brett will know. Chelsea Wolfe, Pain is Beauty. He told me to give it another shot. I actually did enjoy it when I got it, but I just never listened to it again. I listened to my MP3 download last night when I was reviewing what I should put on the list, and it kept moving on and off the list, and then I decided, yes, I like it. If it's not better than the Unknown Rooms acoustic album from last year, I like that a little more, but this was a solid effort, and I really do enjoy songs like House of Metal, The Warden. There were some other good songs on here too, so I highly recommend this. Number 9. Arcade Fire, Reflector, and it reflects on the light. I love the packaging on this. Maybe it was hyped up. I haven't seen it on many people's lists, but when I listened to it last night again, it really hit. I know the track listing is different for the MP3 and the CD and the record, but I didn't really notice anything off-putting about the change at all. I feel like this is their more dancier effort. The second record has a more melancholy vibe, like the after party, like when you go home after the party, that effect. I really enjoyed that side best, so I felt it deserved a spot just because I thoroughly enjoyed the second part. I do like the song Reflector, but it's not really my favorite on there. It's great and it made me want to buy this album, but it's the second side, especially Afterlife. And I have to thank my friend Tracy. She's not part of the video side, but I did invite her to the VC, and I'm hoping she'll post more in there. Anyway, hi Tracy. She posted the video for Afterlife. I think there's 2 videos, but this one was one where there was a family and they all dreamt of the wife who passed, and she'd come to them in their dreams, and I thought it was really beautiful, and it really made me appreciate the song more. I should have watched more music videos this year, so that really added this to the list. Number 8. Holograms. Now, if I had Ice Age, it would probably be in this spot. This is a Swedish group, Ice Age is a Danish group. I don't know if that makes them rivals or anything. Probably not. Anyway, they do have a similar sound with that post-punk type of thing, and I always compare them to like a rougher Cure. And especially in the instruments on this album, when I listened to it again last night, I could really tell, like, before they would start singing, I could imagine the Cure would have that same tone to it, starting out. I couldn't name a song offhand that had that sound, but I know it was towards the end of the album, and I really love the opener with the whole Forever, which is the title of the album. It has that hook in it. I really enjoy that. It really gets you pumped to want to listen to the rest of it. I do like their first album maybe a little bit more, like with individual tracks, but this one is an overall good effort. So, number 7, Boards of Canada, Tomorrow's Harvest. I talked about this in my intro actually, but I didn't go into huge detail about it. I really enjoyed Reach for the Dead, and Cold Earth was my favorite one. I don't know if it's many other people's favorites, but there's just something about that track. I feel this album goes back to how they used to be, like the Roy G. Biv phase, like with the voices and stuff. It really has that old school vibe, and that's why I got hyped about this. I haven't bought the reissues yet of the new stuff. I keep meaning to, but it kept getting pushed down, especially with the Black Friday stuff, which I bought more reissues and stuff. But I hope to get at least the EPs, because I have most of the full lengths on CD. Number 6, MBV, My Bloody Valentine. I know this isn't a lot of people's faves, because they probably are comparing it to Loveless. For me, I was more into Slow Dive during my shoegaze phase. It's not a phase, I still like shoegaze, but Slow Dive was it for me. And My Bloody Valentine, while I bought Loveless and some of their other stuff, Isn't Anything. I think I have that album too, which is way different than the shoegaze stuff. But anyway, it made me appreciate Loveless hearing this album. Now, there is one track I can't stand on here, Nothing Is. It makes me really anxious to hear it because it's just that one note getting bigger and bigger, and I just can't take that one. But every other track on here I enjoy, and it sounds great on vinyl, which is something I looked for when I started collecting again. If it sounded just like the MP3, I thought that it wasn't a good pressing. Because I guess on my Crosley, if things sound good, I figure on a real turntable it would sound even better. Number 5, Atoms for Peace, Amok. I really enjoyed this album on vinyl. This one also had a warmer quality. Well, it has that more digital, cold vibe. When I listened to the MP3s, I wasn't as excited then, but when I heard Ingenue on this, it really sealed it for me. I love every track on here, actually. I guess for me, I'd get anything with Tom York, but I wasn't disappointed with getting this. I'd say that beyond Ingenue, I like Judge, Jury, and Executioner, and Stuck Together Pieces is a good one. Oh, and I enjoy the Ingenue video with him dancing. I know it's not new because he did it with Lotus Flower, but he did a good job with that lady in the video, so I would check it out, or I'll put a link to it in the description. Number 4, Steven Wilson, The Raven That Refused to Sing. This was my first journey into prog music. I never heard Porcupine Tree. I heard a bit of King Crimson, but I wasn't like drawn in like I was with this album. And speaking of Tom York and the last one, The Raven That Refused to Sing, the title track, it really reminds me of Radiohead. And the rest has that proggy, jammy vibe, like on Luminal, but I really got into it. Like, I played this album so many times when I first got it. I got the CD because it had the DVD. I didn't get the Blu-ray edition because I don't have a Blu-ray player, but I wish I had that version just because it has the video, the cartoon video with the raven and the old man in it. That video was great, and I'll link that below as well. And I'm sure lots of people have heard this, and some people didn't like it because they thought it was like Prog 101. I know lots in the VC like it, but outside of that I saw a lot of bad reviews, but to me, it stuck in my mind. I still would enjoy listening to it again and again, so number 4. Number 3, Autre Anxiety. Now, this isn't obvious that I would connect to this because of the whole anxiety thing. This used to have a painting of the Scream on it, and the limited edition, I think, had a sticker that you could peel and reveal the painting of the Scream. I once read an article that said the painter, Edward Monk, was agoraphobic, but when I looked up his Wikipedia, it just said he had anxiety and did some electroshock therapy or something. Maybe people were reading into it because the whole nature vibe of the Scream. But anyway, this album is mostly about anxiety within relationships, but the song Counting, I think, was about his or someone's grandmother about to die. So it's about all kinds of relationships, but mostly romantic, but overall, I enjoyed it. Maybe the vocals, I should warn, are a little bit different and not everyone likes them, but I would give it a listen at least. I feel it adds to the anxious vibe that he has the falsetto and then he can go back down in one song, like all over the place, like a shrieky vibe, and sometimes it can get on your nerves, but the first half of it is great. I could listen to the first half forever. And World War, I heard a piano version of that, and that was really great. My number 2 spot is Foxygen. This is probably a shock because I think I brought them up once before. This was the first record I bought when I got back into vinyl. Like, I pre-ordered it before the new year, and it came in January with the EP, which came out the year before that. I just love this. Now, maybe it's also because it came with this, which was like a comic. And it has like the lyrics. I don't know if you could see it. It has the lyrics and going along with the cartoon, like, we can live honestly and true. That's for On Blue Mountain. And I love that train that says, I need it. Did that train just say, I need somebody? I need it. So yeah, this cartoon was great. I think it probably just came with the bundle. So I'm not sure if you bought it after that, if you would get this. But I love extras when I buy stuff, so that was what got me the most hyped up about collecting again, because you get all this cool stuff that you can put in the sleeve and stuff. With CDs, sometimes they come with extras, like I'll buy one if it comes with the DVD, but in general, they just weren't as exciting. So Foxygen, I would definitely check out. It has that old school vibe, and On Blue Mountain has the Elvis sample, Suspicious Minds. Of course, if you listen to it, you'll get it right away. So finally, I don't know if I should do a drum roll. I don't really have anything to, but anyway, number 1. Wire, Change Becomes Us. I wasn't sure if I could choose this because I know they were just songs that were changed up in a new package, but I saw that a couple people put this as their number 1 on the VC. I know Derek did, so I just felt like, yes, this is the album that I keep going back to. And this is my first Wire. I got it in April during Record Store Day, and it was at the bottom of my want list when I made Mom go to that store. She showed them my list, and they were like, nope, don't have it. And then they looked at the bottom and said, oh, we do have Wire. And they said, it's great. And so Mom got that. I'm glad she didn't just walk out thinking, oh, she didn't really want those things at the bottom of the list. But I'm really, really glad to have this. I listened to it like at least 4 or 5 times on vinyl, and it doesn't come with an MP3, so I haven't listened to it that way. I listened to it on YouTube, but I didn't download it. That's the only fault with this. I guess I could show the gatefold since it has one. I don't know if this is just for the limited Record Store Day release that it had this Ferris wheel in it, and it's numbered 1917 out of 3000. But the way this album starts with doubles and trebles, that one, I love that song, and Adore Your Island, love it. I could listen to this over and over again, and I'm definitely going to check out more Wire albums in the new year. So that's basically it for the top 10. And I guess for favorite songs, I would say, again, Ice Age Morals. I'll link to that one. And James Blake, Retrograde is also a great song. I never listened to that whole album or bought it, but maybe in the new year I will. And, oh, I forgot to give a shout out to Autre XI, which I don't have the new EP, L Event I think it's called, which I heard works well with the whole album, and you couldn't really digest that album properly because it's 2 hours long, so I almost put it in the list because I love the packaging, but overall I feel I need more time with it and to have that EP, but I'll definitely give it more of a chance in the new year. I guess I could show it. Sorry. And it has the albums in here. I guess this would go for maybe best packaging for me. I love cool, sleek boxes. This is my only box besides the Radiohead in Rainbows box, and this one is better because it fits in the Expedite if we had to go with functionality. Mine, the only thing with the Autre is that mine doesn't label the records, so you have to remember which side you're on when you put it on. I don't know if everyone's is that way or if it's just mine was printed differently, but that's my only fault with the packaging. But again, I'll get the EP, and I hear it fits perfectly in this box, so that'll be great. So I hope everyone has a great new year, and that you discover more music from my list or in general, and I'll talk to you later.